Let's bring in the former Judge Thomas Moukawsher on all of this, court reform advocate and author of the book, The Common Flaw. The gag order in a moment. Let me start with the testimony, if I might, with this David Pecker, the head of the company that publishes the National Enquirer. Caitlin went through some of this. I'll put up one quote just to make a point. I want to ask you whether you think he's a good witness for the prosecution. Here's the quote from Pecker. I said what I would do is I would run or publish positive stories about Mr. Trump. I would publish negative stories about his opponents. And I said that would also be the eyes and ears, because I know that the Trump organization had a very small staff. So he basically said he was working for them during the campaign. But what about in this trial? Is he effective as a prosecution witness?
Well, it sounds like he is being effective because he started with the business of being called to a meeting at which Trump was present and in which they started this common plan or scheme to try to shut down any of these particular stories. And he, I believe, expressed it as he was called in to help the campaign. And what the prosecutors have to do is create a tight linkage between these bookkeeping issues and the alleged fraud that's associated with the campaign, the attempt to cover up the money that's being spent and why it's being spent. And it seems like Mr. Pecker has made a pretty strong connection between what was going on and the campaign, not Trump's personal life.
And on the other side, I'm really curious, given your career history, to know how you would handle it if you were in Judge Merchan's shoes in this gag order, right? So Caitlin said the judge really went after Trump's lawyer, says you don't have any credibility on this. Here's another part of this. He raised his voice during the hearing saying, I'm the one asking the questions. I'm going to be the one who decides whether or not your client is in contempt. I keep asking you over and over for a specific answer. I'm not getting an answer. That was Merchan, again, speaking to Blanche Trump's attorney. Your thoughts on all of this? It's, I guess, a unique spot, right, to have a former president of the United States, number one. But if you were Merchan, how would you handle all this?
Well, I think that what I would do every single morning is hold an 8:30 hearing on any potential contempts. I'd listen to evidence, I'd listen to arguments, and I'd make a ruling right then and there, and it would be progressive. If, for instance, I'd found him in contempt, you start with a process of fines, and it sounds like that's what's in play right now. You make sure the conditions of his release mandate that he cannot do these things. You tighten up the orders. If they're disobeyed again, then you can start with criminal contempt prison sentences.
Well, that's the one that's come up, even for a former president. It's interesting because the prosecution today at one point said they thought Trump was angling for that. I'll put that up as well, for a jail sentence. You know, in other words, he was asking for it. Maybe this is what he wants to get attention. Assistant DA Christopher Conroy here, asking a judge to remind Trump that, quote, incarceration's an option if he continues to violate the gag order in his trial. I mean, I would have thought he'd have to do something really big as a former president to find himself in jail for this, but you're the judge or the former judge, so tell us.
I don't think he wants to go to jail. Everyone seems to think he's begging to go to prison. I think that's just bluster. And that
Probably.
If he really were faced with it, I think you'd actually have his conduct come into line, because I don't think he wants to be in prison. And the judge doesn't have to sentence him instantly to prison. The judge can say that I'm going to send you to prison for 1 day for each one of your offenses, and you're going to serve this time after the trial is over. If that doesn't work, then you can revoke his bond and he can be jailed during the trial. But, you know, I think that prison tends to concentrate people's minds enormously. When it's really staring them in the face, they don't want to go, and I don't think he wants to.
No matter who they are, right? But you really think it's on the table here? Is it an option, a legit option for this judge?
I think it has to be because, you know, he's been fined over and over and over again and pays no attention to them because, of course, he's going to appeal the fines. He won't have to deal with them for years. And then what happens in some cases, if the huge judgments against him all stay in place, he'll just declare bankruptcy and can't pay any of it. So you've got to have some other leverage over a person.
We know the playbook. All right. Thank you, Judge. Interesting conversation, all of this. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.